One of the best ways to understand chemical reactions is to actually do an experiment on chemical reactions yourself. So that's what we are going to be doing today. You're going to set up a chemical reaction experiment at home, in your kitchen, in your sitting room, wherever suits, and you're going to see how you can change the rate of that chemical reaction. Now, for this experiment, you don't need any fancy equipment really. You basically need, you could use, for example, any effervescence tablets. So when you put them into water, they create a chemical reaction and they dissolve in. So let it be vitamin C tablets, or you could use Panadol. You could also use baking soda with vinegar, as long as you have a chemical reaction. And your job is going to be to investigate the effect of changing one variable in the experiment. So in this experiment, what I've done is I have put an equal volume of water. Okay, so that's my control variable. So there's an equal volume of water in both cups. I have placed in the both cups are in a room with the same temperature, so they're both, the water and everything is the same temperature. And the only variable I am changing in this experiment is actually the stirring of the containers. So there is a greater mixing of the chemicals in the water. So therefore, our hypothesis should be that the more we stir the mixture, the greater the speed of the chemical reaction. Okay, so as you can see, both chemical reactions are occurring. How do we know that the chemical reaction is occurring? Well, we can visibly see that there is dissolving tablets in both of these cups. And when I pop up here later, you will see that actually the tablet on the left does appear to be dissolving more quickly. And it's the thickness of the tablet on the right is a bit bigger than what's on the left. So by the end of this reaction, we can see here there's a tablet left on the right, and this is still dissolving on the left, but it's mostly gone. And actually, 30 seconds later, definitely there was a difference in the two cups. The one on the right was producing effervescence still. So your job here is to look here at chemical reactions and to investigate this for yourself. What you're going to be doing for me is investigating any chemical reaction. I want you to pick out what we call a dependent variable. So what factor in this experiment are you going to be looking at? So in this case, what I was looking at was, had the tablet fully dissolved in the liquid. So that was my dependent variable. Okay, so a visible result, had it fully dissolved. Um, what was my independent variable? So the thing that I was changing the speed at which I was mixing the tablets. And what are the control variables for me? For example, as I said, there was an equal volume of water, and there was also an equal temperature, so they were both the same. But what I want you to do now, when you go home, is I want you to pick a different factor to investigate. So, what other factors could you change that you could investigate? So you are not allowed to choose the stirring of the mixture. You will have to choose a different variable to investigate. Now, there are plenty of examples that you could investigate in your book. So if you go to the chemical reactions chapter, you will see a few examples there. But I just want you to pick one and then investigate. Did it increase the chemical reaction or not? Okay, so make it a fair experiment. You will design a fair experiment, and then identify all of your control variables for that experiment as well. Okay, so full instructions will be posted on the Google Classroom for the homework. And that's it for today.